Hey everyone, welcome back to Fixing Our Way Home. We're on episode 19. This one's going to be a little bit different than our normal episode. We are going to show you some lost footage that we found of a renovation of the downstairs bathroom this week. This renovation occurred over many months. We finally compiled that footage together into one video for you. But that's really not the key points of this video. We're going to answer some questions that you've all had. Many of you have had the same questions over and over. So we will put the video on, and then later on, we will get back with you to start answering some of these questions that we have. Okay, so we'll see you in a bit. All right, enjoy the video. So what did they have going across here that's not here now?
What the heck?
It's just rotten. From years of water.
All right, so question we get all the time is how much should we pay for the house?
It's a good one.
It is a good one. Now, a little bit of backstory. House was empty for 8 years. Not empty. It was abandoned because it was full of stuff. And then when we saw it, we ended up seeing all the problems that it had.
Everybody did.
Yeah. And
scared everybody off.
It scared everybody off. Didn't scare us. And the only thing that was working was the electricity.
Yeah,
right?
Everything else was inoperative, including plumbing. All the plumbing in the house didn't work. There was no septic tank, no operational septic tank. There was really nothing.
Because the septic tank was on
it was on an adjacent property.
But they had sold 6 months before.
So we did pay $110,000 for it.
Yeah, $110,000, but we knew we were going to be spending probably close to 2 times as much.
Oh, at least.
And right now we have spent upwards of $139,000 on top of the $110,000. That included the roof. That was about $58,000. The septic tank, which we did get on, that was a little about $10,000. And both ACs was $17,000. And those were the large expenses. We still have more to go, including the 3rd bedroom remodel, the 2 baths, and the kitchen, as well as the glass room. And that's going to be another about $75,000. So we'll be in over $300,000.
Yeah, we should be right around $300,000, maybe $325,000 when we're done. And then from there, it just depends on what we want to do after that. We could keep spending forever, but
that'll include landscaping.
Yeah, and I just recently insured the home, as you guys know, but it was insured for replacement value. So we have built in quite a lot of equity. This house is very unique, which makes it a little bit more valuable than your standard issue home.
True.
See the hole?
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's looking for. So I gotta get up there and seal that. What I need is a little stick to stick through there so I know where the hole is. Do we have like a metal?
Will this work?
I need a long. Oh, easy. I don't know that this will work because I can't reach it. But at least now I can see where it's sticking out, you know?
Yeah.
I can get that from the ladder from the side. I don't even need to get up on the roof. But that'll be repaired before I do any of this. I have to.
Okay, another question. And I suppose it's really valid because of the age of the home. But is our house haunted? Has anybody ever died in the house? One person told me, and she lived there, was that the first wife did pass away in the house. So I have to think that she told me the truth. I never ever felt anything weird in the house. And we've had this house now for over a year. And there was only one incident that I don't know what it was. It's the first time that we were working on the inside of the house where we were painting the pink walls in the master bedroom to the green sage walls. In the middle of the night, it was probably around 2, 3 in the morning, I got up to use the bathroom. When I got up, I noticed that the bathroom light was on. Our son Dominic was there, so I figured maybe he forgot to shut it off. I don't know. And I came in through the master bedroom door. The hallway door was open a little, but it's like, who cares? I'm not going to shut the door. I went to the bathroom, and as I was sitting there, I heard somebody walking, and then when they stopped, it sounded like their stomach was really hurting, so they were kind of going, And so I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Thinking maybe it was Dominic, even though it sounded more of a girl's voice. They didn't say anything. I'm like, okay, well, they're not saying anything. And then she did it again, but softer. At that point, I shut the door to the hallway all the way. And when I got back in bed, I must have woken him up because I told him what happened. And he was like, well, you know what? Maybe the house is just making a funny noise, which totally could have been. So I don't know what that was, but I do know when I first heard it, I thought it was a voice, not a sound. But who knows? In case it was the first wife of the last owner, I had a little talk with her just to let her know that we are trying to save her home, even though we don't like the pink.
That is true.
Who knows about the rest of it? But that's my experience. So not really haunted, I don't think.
I've had zero experiences of that type at all.
Yeah.
And I've stayed there many nights.
Nice. I got it. That'll keep it from twisting. It's on that side.
Yeah.
All right. Next step. I need to seal the outside because honestly, look at my fingers.
Oh, I can see your fingers.
Right, because there's nothing on the outside blocking that.
Oh.
So I gotta go on the outside and put something there.
So we received a letter from the city stating essentially that because our home was built over 100 years ago, there is a chance the water supply pipe may contain lead. Lisa and I knew right away that, in our opinion, what the city was trying to say was, we haven't replaced the lead supply line pipe. Don't drink the water. So we absolutely want to thank Glacier Fresh for sponsoring this week's video and for providing us with a UO3 reverse osmosis water filtration system. The under sink installation process was simple and took me just under an hour to complete, including the removal of the old kitchen faucet. Its compact design fits easily under the sink with no bolting or electrical hookups, as it's tankless and does not require electricity. That means it saves power and runs nearly silent. Glacier Fresh made installation nearly plug and play, as I just needed to push the color-coded water and drain tubes into the corresponding holes, and voila, no leaks. We also love the secondary filtered water tap just to the left of the main faucet, which saves us from unnecessarily filtering non-drinking water, so filters last longer. The unit removes all of the typical historic home pipe chemicals like asbestos, mercury, arsenic, and of course, most important to us, lead. It produces over a half gallon of chlorine, fluoride-free drinking water every minute. Now, you might ask, Steve, why not just change the pipes? Actually, all the pipes in our old home have been replaced with copper and PVC, including the water main from the meter to the home. But we aren't willing to risk our health on the chance that the city has replaced the old lead pipe from the street to our water meter. And regarding taste, the water here before tasted so bad it was simply undrinkable. Now it's great. The change is remarkable. Glacier Fresh has provided us with a fast and expensive solution to our drinking water problem. Use our discount code FIX to receive 25% off your new UO3 reverse osmosis system. Follow the link in the description for details. Thanks so much, Glacier Fresh. We'll get back to our video. All right, next topic. When are we moving? What's preventing us from moving right now? Not much anymore, to be honest. Speaking of moving, this table that we're at is my grandmother's table, the one that we're going to move into the breakfast room at our new property. This table was purchased from Ippolito's Furniture in 1968 and is still in excellent condition. It's got a minor scratch here and there, but the chairs are super heavy and solid, and I'll never get rid of it. All right, so what's preventing us from moving right now? We've got a few minor things left to get buttoned up. When we first started, nothing operated in this house. You could not live in it in any way. Floors needed to be redone,
AC.
lighting, air conditioning, everything. There was no running plumbing. There was nothing. The drains didn't work. There was no septic. Now we have all of that. 2 new air conditioners up and down. Floors have been refinished, as you've seen in videos. The plumbing's been all redone. A lot of that behind the scenes stuff. We have operational laundry now. Every room that we're going to use when we move in is pretty much ready to go. All that's left on the inside of the house is really rooms that aren't 100% necessary, like the office we can do once we move in, the guest bedroom we can remake over when we move in, and other areas that we're not really going to be using as a family full time. We can always move stuff out of those and, you know, fix them and move stuff back in later or redo them after.
So these are some Edison bulbs that are not working. Our antique light fixture. We got these working, and they also have outlets. And obviously we're not done yet, but it's a lot better. We have light in here. Before, the only light we had was that lamp. This is without the lights on. That's just a normal shower lamp.
I'm here in the downstairs bathroom. We haven't shown this to you very much, but the one thing that was missing are fans. Okay, so I'm going to today install a fan in here. Then these fans are meant to go in drywall, but same difference. I can cut through this super thin tongue and groove and pop this thing right in there. I'll just connect up the power to one of these lights, and then when we flip the light on, the fan will come on too. It'll just always be on when the light is on, and that's fine by us. I've got this fancy template they gave us just to mark out where the hole can be cut, and then I'll start cutting. All right. All right, there you have an operational vent fan for the downstairs bathroom installed into this ceiling. The vent itself is piped out to the brand new vented soffit. All I got to do is go out later, move a piece of that soffit, pull that pipe all the way out, and just touch it to the soffit, and it should blow right outside. That'll be fine. I'll do that later. It's good, loud enough, but not too noisy. All right, next project. Brings me to my next question that we've been getting. Is a home made out of stone. Now I know it looks like stone from the outside because it's got the fancy rusticated look with the bumpy. But if you look close at it,
The bumpy.
with the bumpy, it's the bumpy. If you look close at it, every stone is the same, and some of them are flipped over, some of them are in the same direction. So when you find some that are in the same direction, they look identical.
Because they are.
These bricks, they are essentially hollow cement blocks, the same as you would find in any home store today. It's the same technology. This was the beginnings of that technology, but this is what it was. And what they did was they pressed on a nice face to it to make it look like stone. Now, what I was told by several viewers is that this home came out of a catalog, a Sears and Roebuck catalog from the early days of 1900s. And you would order this machine called a block wizard, and they would deliver it to your home. And Lisa will put up a picture of what this item looked like from back in the catalog. And they would pour in the wet cement, press it, and out 2 minutes later would come a block that you could stack and make the house. And I'm assuming that they probably ran 2 or 3 levels of block each day, let that harden overnight, and then came back and started another row the next day. But that's what we think, anyhow, is how our house was built. And it is 2 full stories of block at 11 feet each.
The last question is...
That's not the last one. See, the last
I'm sorry. The last question for me is, what is the layout of your house? Because I know it's very difficult to picture in your mind one room to the next. So I'm going to be putting up the floor plan. I'm going to be putting up the floor plan so that you guys get a better understanding of when we say family room or parlor, where is that stuff?
Now, I took several years of architectural drafting in high school, so just to kind of by memory whipped up some plans that she will post on the screen for you to see up close.
Yeah, up close.
Both the bottom story and the top story of the house to give you an idea of what it is. The original 4 squares are about 1,200 square feet each at 2,400 square, and then the additions are another 1,000, somewhere around there. It's a good size house.
With only 3 bedrooms right now, but we'll be rectifying that.
There'll be a 4th.
Yeah.
When we're done.
No, I think that's it for this.
That's it for you? Okay. All right, I'm out here at the air conditioners. I wanted to show you a project that we have to complete that we've been sort of neglecting. It's something that even the former owners neglected when they first installed the air conditioners way back in either the late 80s or the 2 units you saw here early on were from the mid 90s. Those we tore out, we put these brand new ones. Now, the unit that runs the downstairs area, there's one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs. The unit that ran the downstairs area, the old unit was what's called a 2.5 ton unit. The higher the tonnage, the more area an air conditioner can cool. So we upgraded this unit to a 3 ton unit so that we could cool off a little bit more area of the downstairs of the house, anticipating that we might find a way to run air conditioning into the breakfast laundry room that we refinished, and subsequently next door to that, the guest bedroom that we're going to refinish in the near future. Neither of those rooms had central air conditioning piped in because they are on the far side of the cement exterior wall, and no one wanted to take the time to cut a hole through the cement block to put a pipe through. Now, I've gone ahead and tested a few things, found an area, and found a way to run an air conditioning ductwork from the main plenum of the downstairs unit through to both these rooms without a problem. And I'll show you that next. Okay, so let's walk inside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the finished laundry room that we did, that you saw. And in this closet around the corner, all right, so the main air conditioner, this is one closet below the stairs. This is what we're going to call the Christmas closet eventually. We have it cleaned out right now. Most of the stuff's out of it. That closet there is the one that houses the air handler, which is on a shelf on the other side of this closet right here. The main plenum comes up and goes this way into this closet, which you can see here. A plenum is this main big ductwork that comes off of the air conditioner and runs all the way around through the house. You can see that they put, if I can get my camera in the right angle, you can see that they put some ductwork here running into the other rooms that are on this side of the cement wall, but they never ran any on the other side of the cement wall. So what I did was I climbed this ladder up into this little area up in here, and I noticed that, if I can get my camera to work with me, I noticed that there was a pipe there
and that pipe went through. So somebody had made a hole previously for the main drain pipe that you saw in the closet area, in that cubby area where I put the computer. That's the one I hid with the barn door. So what I did was here where this defunct copper pipe ran down here and it just ends to nowhere. It's not a pipe that's in use. I blasted a hole through the cement into the attic of the other room, which I can access from that attic access port that I put in the laundry room. So what I'm going to do is run a 4-inch AC duct through that hole to the other side of the cement wall, and I'm going to connect it right here to the end of the plenum, which is going to blow air through that duct, through this hole to the other side, and then I'm going to tee that off and put a register in both rooms. That way we have air conditioning permanently in both this room and the other one on the other side of this wall. So the AC register, when we get the ceiling ripped down, it's going to be probably somewhere in about this range of the doorway, right about there, and you'll see an air conditioning vent right here blowing air out. And then all we'll need is a return, which I'll probably put in this transom, a little vented cover to let air back out again, because you have to have the ability to pull air out of the room once you put air in. And that's what we're doing today. So I'll set up the camera and I will start piping that in. All right. All right, now it's just a matter of cutting this, connecting this right here. Then we will have air through the wall, and then I'll connect the other side. All right, so I've connected this coupler to the main plenum, and I've taken the ductwork, the inner ductwork, and attached it to this. Now I'm going to use this metal tape to hold it in place, and then I will cover it with the insulation. If I don't put the insulation over it, it's just going to cause a bunch of condensation. That's to keep the cold air cold and the hot air hot. So I'll take care of that. I'll tape it up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I've got this AC ductwork connected to the plenum, the main plenum, which goes over to the air handler, which blows the cold air out. So cold air is going to come down this plenum, head out to all the different rooms. It's also going to get blown into this pipe here, through that cement wall, to the other side, to those two rooms we talked about. That's step one. Okay, I've got my ductwork that's going to run into both rooms here. I've already got the T added, and I've got one duct running one way that's going to go to one register on one side and the other register on the other. These will be in the ceiling facing down with a nice white cover where air will blow out. So essentially this will look like this, but in the attic. This will go to that, like that, and the other one same on the other side. This splitter I will connect to the pipe I ran through the wall. The air will hit the end of this splitter and go in both directions and send air to both rooms. But for now, I have to be able to connect this ductwork to this register, and we do that by cutting a hole, which you can see the line on the hole. I don't know if you can see it. I'll cut this out. I will add this connector, and then this duct will be able to attach to this register. And then I'll tuck it all up inside when I have both of them on, and we'll connect it to the air. And then I'll cut holes in the ceiling and drop them down, okay? There we go. One. Now this piece, this coupler, fits into the hole. It should. Nice and tight. I don't want to pop it through too tight, so we're just going to twist till it goes in. Now it's in tight. Then the other side, we bend these tabs to hold it in place. Okay? This is essentially insulated board so that we always want to keep the cold air insulated from the hot. So this entire register has about an 1.5 to 2 inch thick insulated board on the inside to keep the cold air cold. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to the other register. First we mark our holes. We're going to just press this on here. It'll give us an outline of where we have to put the hole. That's it. You can see outline basically. We'll cut an outline hole first. It's not all the way through. You have to forward. Let's take that, Bill. And put this inside. You can find it right. There it goes. Perfect. And the tabs, nice and easy. And bending the tabs holds obviously the coupler in place so that you can't pull it back out. Alright, it's nice and tight. Now we have two registers, both that can accept the ductwork and insulated material. This fits on here, just slips on once you get it going. You can slide this around, push it back, get it out of the way for now until you're ready, and then push it back down. All right, this is on. And once that's on, we want to tape it in place so that it doesn't pull back off, especially when they're holding it in place. Now once that's on, we're going to tape this insulation to there as well. One. Two. Three. All right, that's one. And then we'll repeat the process on the second one. All right. I've got my holes started from the ceiling. I went in through the attic and then drilled some starter holes here and outlined where I'm going to cut for the register and then where I'm ultimately going to put my AC vent right there. I have not installed this yet. I want to make sure I could get these in first. I also did starter holes in the ceiling on the other room on the other side of this wall. I'll cut these out first. Then I will install these registers. Then I will connect the last connection to the pipe that exists in the attic now. And then I should have air blowing on both sides, okay? I made sure there were no wires or pipes or copper or anything on the other side of this. This whole area is bare right now. I even moved the insulation that we put down. I'll put that back later. All right, got a little bit of light up here. I'm in the attic above the laundry room. I just installed this register. It's screwed to the ceiling. Here's the new ductwork. We have tested it. It is blowing beautifully. It is split right here, and it runs in two directions. I've got it running to this register and to another register in that room over there, which I'll mount shortly. And that's how it looks up in this attic. We're going to get some blown in up here as well. And we're going to add a little bit. There's insulation, as you can see, but it's not very thick, and I want it a little bit thicker. So we're going to do some blown in up here and thicken it up a little bit, but that won't be for a bit. All right. Okay, final step. I got to get this vent cover installed in this hole. Piece of cake. We got nice cold air blowing out of there. I want to make sure I put this in the right way. I want the air blowing this way, not into the cubby. So I'll do it so that I can aim the air out here. Okay, so it's about 2 in the afternoon, 1:35, 1:40. Started at 9:30. It took us about 4 hours to get this job done.
The last question we have is a funny one to me, and we always get the
We
same,
get it
same
a lot.
question. We get this one a ton. It's how does Steve know how to do so many house repairs? And what I hear when I get this question is, can Steve come over to my house to do some repairs? Because I need a handyman. Now, I can tell you historically, I learned a lot when I was a child, even as young as 8, 9 years old. I would hang out with my great uncle, my uncle Jerry, my dad, and they would take us, me and my cousin, on their jobs when we were kids. My parents all had to work. My cousin's parents and my uncle had to work 2 jobs back then to make a living in New England, and so on the weekends, I would follow them around. We would do some masonry jobs or remodeling, interior kitchens, things like that.
Change bathrooms.
Yeah, bathroom remodelings, whatever. And I was a good helper. And so I would follow them around and help them do what they do. And I did that probably till I was 15 years old, and I got my actual first real job. So I learned a lot doing those kinds of jobs when I was a child. But the best thing for my parents and for my uncle and my great uncle was that I was free.
They didn't have to pay him.
Pay me at all. So also I was tiny, so I could fit up into the attics.
That's true.
Up in Massachusetts with these old houses with these attics with funny shapes and sizes, I could crawl into any space. So that worked out really good for them. After school, I got a job, several different jobs, working for local construction companies and vinyl siding companies, window and door companies, and learned even more than I had. So that's where I really got most of my professional skills from. But the final thing is that's 25 years of living here in Florida with Lisa flipping houses. We've probably flipped 30 homes in 25 years. And we learned a lot together doing that. Me more so than her.
I'm still a good helper.
But yeah, no, we learned all the finishing touches like the tile and the flooring and all that stuff, the adding fans and just everything.
Our older son, Vincent, he thinks the bathrooms we do come out fabulous because we got them down and then rebuild them again. So
we didn't do that to these yet. But we will. And I promise then you'll see, but we'll wait for now on that.
Yeah.
But that's where I got my skills from. And please don't call because I don't do house calls at all. So you may want me to come out and fix your ceiling fan. I can't.
Yeah. Although we have a ceiling fan in our master bedroom right here, right now. We've had since 2001. I do make him take it wherever we go. And then we make it so that when we turn the light switch on, the light doesn't go on. The fan goes on.
Yeah, well,
that way we don't have to kill the fan motor by pulling it all the time.
That is all the questions we have for today. We'll get to some more another time.
And definitely go ahead and put your questions and comments. And
like you normally do. That's fine.
And I will make sure to jot them down.
That's fine. For this, we're done with this episode. So we hope you enjoyed the entirety of the episode. I'm sure we're at the end by now.
Oh, I'm sure.
So thanks for watching. And I know she's going to ask you to hype and,
No, actually, I'm not going to. I wasn't going to do that at all this time.
I don't remember what they are. Hype, comment, share, and like, I think, if I remember correctly.
Like, comment, share,
I got it.
Subscribe.
Oh, subscribe. I missed one. All right. Well, that's it for us for this time. So we'll catch you next time. Next time, I think we're going to get started on the exterior landscaping. We're going to finally button up the outside of the house.
Or the ceilings. I'm nervous about the ceilings.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the ceilings. I think we're going to show you the landscaping next. But we'll see. We're not 100% sure. We'll let you know.
Right.
All right?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Either way, we'll see you
Thanks
next
so much.
time. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.